Before we apply this pattern to anything or any object in SketchUp, we need to download the image first. To do that, you're going to select the slide with your pattern on it. It'll highlight. Go up to File, go to Download, and select JPEG. This will go into your downloads where you'll be able to find it later. Now we're going to open SketchUp for Schools. When we do SketchUp in later projects, we will not be using SketchUp for Schools. We'll be using SketchUp Pro. But for this project, we're going to use SketchUp for Schools, which everyone has as part of their MVRHS account. And it's located up here next to your user profile picture. There's the waffle. You click the waffle and scroll down until you see this, SketchUp for Schools. Go ahead and click it. Might take a few minutes to load. This is a web-based version. You may have to sign in. Just select your MVRHS account. We're going to open a new SketchUp file. So you're going to go up here to the left and click on Create New. Now you'll see green that represents grass and sky that's blue. In order to navigate in SketchUp, it's best to have a 3-button mouse, which is why you have 3-button mice on your computers. But over here are some of the navigation tools. So if you have a 3-button mouse, you can just click the mouse button, and this will let you orbit. This is the orbit tool, and you want to get into a position that maybe looks about like this. And using that same scroll wheel, you can also zoom in and out. So that's kind of a handy thing to have. And if you want to pan, you push the scroll wheel down and hold the shift key and you get the little hand, and that lets you pan. So kind of pan over to the left there so you have a nice open space here. So what we want to do now is we want to import our image of our pattern. To do that, we're going to go over here and select the Materials window. That's the box here with the X through it. You're going to click that, and when you click the Home button, it shows you all the colors that are currently in the model. This is from the lady's dress, pretty much. Now we want to import our image. So we're going to go up here to the menu on the far left, and we're going to click Import, and we're going to select My Device because the JPEG is in the downloads on our computers. Select Import from My Device, and I'm going to select Pattern 5 because that's the latest one, and I'm going to click Open. SketchUp is now going to ask me if I want to use this as an image or a material. I'm going to use this as an image so it can be applied to different objects. So I'm going to click Image, and you'll see that it brings it, and you can see that it moves. You can just click and drag away, and then select the object. You're going to click the selection tool over here on the left, and once it highlights like that, you can click Delete and it'll go away. However, the material still stays here in the materials window. The next thing we're going to want to do is we're going to want to go to the warehouse in order to find our chair or object that we're going to put this on. And so what you're going to do is go above the materials window to the 3 blocks that are stacked, click that, and you'll see that the 3D warehouse comes up. This is the components window. We'll be getting into components later, but for right now, I just want you to type in the word for the thing that you want to use your pattern on. So I might select a couch. You might put in an armchair. You could put in curtains, whatever you'd like. But chairs work really well because a lot of them are upholstered. So here is a couch that looks kind of good. I can also scroll down here and see if there are more. There's also an arrow here that you can continue to search. I think I'm going to use this one. In order to use it, I'm just going to double click it, and you'll see it says Import Model. Now, you might not see it right away, It might take a minute to load. You can also see that this is quite large. So it's actually a little bit too big, but for our purposes here, it's okay. Now I'm going to get rid of this because I want to click it away. So I'm just going to click this arrow. Remember, I can orbit around this by clicking down and orbiting around. I am also going to get rid of this lady here by clicking the selection tool, selecting the lady, and clicking the delete button. Now I'm going to attempt change the colors here on this sofa. You'll notice when I click it once, there's a big blue box around it. I need to get into the individual pieces in order to add the image. So I need to double click inside the box, and now you'll see that the box is a dotted line. And now I'm going to click this sofa piece here, and you can see that the different sides are highlighting. I'm going to just check out these pillows too. Now I can open up my materials window here, and I can select my pattern, and I can come over here with the paint bucket tool. You know what's happening? Now, maybe I want to keep it this way, but the reason this is happening and my pattern is so large is because the pattern itself is quite large and I need to resize it. So in order to do that, I'm going to click the pattern here and I'm going to select this pencil tool, which is the edit button. Here you can see the name of my pattern, but you can see that this is 48 feet by 48 feet wide. So I'm going to bring that down to something a little bit more reasonable. We could do 6 inches by 6 inches instead. And let's see what that looks like, because that's actually the size of our pattern, right? Now that might be a little bit too small. So maybe we make it, let's try 12 inches. And let's see if I click this. All right, 1 foot. And it's a little bit bigger. Pretty busy though. I don't know. Let's try a different one. Let me try 4 feet and see what happens. There we go. That's a little bit better. So I'm going to continue to go through this and I'm going to apply my paint bucket tool to the surfaces. Now it might take a minute to load. Be patient. Just continue to click and it might just take a little bit to get it to go. And then you might have to zoom in. If you get stuck, you can always click this, which is zoom intense, and it brings you back. And continue to add my pattern. Now you might see it's a little bit different here on the corner, but that's okay. And I'm just going to go ahead and I'm going to fill my couch with my color, and including the cushions. And it will catch up in a minute. I don't know, that's pretty busy. I could change the cushions to maybe a different color. That might be a little much. So I might use one of the things that are in here. Let's see, we'll do some white cushions, I think. There we go. That's a little bit better. All right, and now I need to get in here. If I push down on the scroll wheel, I can orbit around the back, and I can also get the back side of my couch. I think I can even still make some adjustments. If I edit my pattern now, I can kind of play with it. I am going to edit my pattern again. I just want to make sure. Yeah, see, it's not really 4 feet. So I want to make sure it's 4 feet by 4 feet. Let's see if that, click done. There we go. I don't know, but you get the point here. Now, once I'm done, I am going to take my selection tool and I'm going to click outside the box here. Now, I want to do a nice picture of this. Try to move it away from these red and green and blue lines, and to move it, you have to select the move tool, which is right here. It's the 4 arrows, and when you move something in SketchUp, you want to grab the corner and just move it away. So I would suggest just kind of putting it maybe over here. And then we're going to use the hand tool and we're going to move that over. Select the angle that looks most realistic. This looks pretty good. So now I'm ready to download an image. So I'm going to go up to here and I'm going to click on download, and you're going to select PNG. It'll give you a little preview, and in here you can still play with how your couch looks. You might want to do something sort of realistic, which, would be if you were walking into a room and you saw the couch. So I'm going to kind of do this angle. Again, watching to make sure that these lines are not there. Next, I'm going to select transparent background. We're going to actually get rid of this background, okay? So that's why it's important to get rid of the green. Or if you situate your couch way away from the green, then you won't have to do any editing. Then I'm going to export as PNG. This exported image is what you're going to upload into the Google Classroom.